Whoa. What a way to wake up. This literally happened a minute and a half after I woke up this morning. I get the news. You've heard. Jets head coach Robert Saleh fired. Now, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into our thoughts, your thoughts, my thoughts, what it means, what it could lead to, all of that right after this. I'm still trying to get things together here. Bear with me. It's Tuesday morning, but give me blitz on a Thursday. Good evening. Welcome to Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm your host, Nick.
When the blitz comes, there's no one to block him.
It's 10 o'clock, get ready for the showdown. 9 toes down, Nick, ready for the throwdown. We proud Jets fans, we don't play with them pronouns. Best roster in the league, we playing with the pros now. They tell us slow down, call us delusional, call us losers as usual. But this season will be beautiful. Shotgun with you know who, but run it instead. Lad Hall hit the hole hard.
That's what she said.
Ground and pound like it's 2010. The chat, we got many friends. Johnny wearing hats for super chat and watch him breathe again. Nick put the link so Bobby can call and speak again. Bonesy get the blunt, I got the weed and pens. We speaking green again. Jets news like it's CNN. A-Rod and Charles Gorman, it's like we seeing twins. Feeding tins, pounding on these bleeding fins. We 14 and 18 when they needing wins. They ain't seeing them. We run the ball and play defense. This is AFC hell where the teams repent. Ladies and gents, welcome to Met Life. This is Jet Life. We bleed green, this our best life. We just nice.
Let's say what's up to everyone. Dark Soldier's here. Johnny's in the house. Bobby. Mr. Bonesy's out on the prowl. Nah. Since my suicide is here, VR's here. All right. Here's my initial reaction. Woody Johnson never, ever fires anyone in season. What does that mean? That's the first question. Here's what it means. This team is talented enough to win. We've had 2-14 teams. Go look at the 2020 season where Gase got fired. Go look at that roster. That's why it didn't matter if you made a change. This needed to happen because this team can win. You don't waste this roster and this talent on incompetence. And that's what you have right now, or that's what you had in Robert Saleh. Everything he always talked about, we're going to make changes. We're going to address it. It never fucking got addressed. It had to happen. I will start with this. Woody Johnson, thank you. Woody Johnson, well done. If you want different results, you have to do different things. And he said to the fan base, you deserve better. This is not our standard anymore. We're getting rid of him. We're doing something unprecedented. Rich Cimini tweeted, I've covered the Jets 36 years. Rich Kotite made it to the end. Adam Gase made it to the end. Dog shit rosters. Here's the difference. You don't have a dog shit roster anymore. Ulbrich, I love Ulbrich. Fiery. Accountability. The defense has accountability, right? I think we can all agree to that. It's something we don't all agree on, but we can agree. There's accountability on the defense. The defensive side, those players are the ones saying we need accountability. There's got to be accountability. Guys not lining up right on offense. They're not saying it. This is me paraphrasing. Guys aren't in the right position. Guys aren't making the right plays. They don't know their reads. Why is there no accountability over there? The defense is held to a standard. Well, guess what? With Jeff Ulbrich now as the interim head coach, there might be more accountability on offense. I don't know if this is the last Jets move that we hear today. Keith Carter, you're a poop emoji. We said that the other day. Hackett, you're a steaming pile of horse manure. You're the manure that fell on Biff in Back to the Future. We are too talented to let this season go away because a head coach can't make changes. I'm glad that we made this move before the Buffalo game. When you make a move, changes occur. Buffalo won't know what's coming at them. Buffalo won't know the approach. Buffalo won't know the adjustments that Ulbrich dropped the hammer on. Yes, that was a lot of manure in that cart. It was. I will say this. Robert Saleh, outstanding person. First-class human being. Sometimes that doesn't work. One of the biggest assholes in the history of the NFL is Bill Belichick. He's got a lot of jewelry. Bill Parcells, players loved him, but he was no nonsense. One of the most beloved coaches ever by his players was an asshole. You can't be these guys' friends and afraid to discipline or call them out for their failures. You have to be able to coach and relay that in a manner where they don't turn on you. It's an art. It's an art. I see you guys in here. I see your comments. Thank you for popping in. I know there's a lot of shows right now. I appreciate you guys for choosing to be here with me. You're the best. You just can't keep doing the same thing. You can't. Ulbrich will come in, and Ulbrich will say, I've sat here for 3 years and 5 games, and I've seen this I don't like. Change it. I've seen this I don't like. Change it. I've seen this I don't like. Change it. Offense, get some more goddamn motion. Get some preset reads that the defense have to adjust to. Stop just standing there and letting Rodgers pick it apart. The timing's off. It's not working. I see Jetted Out with a super chat. I like him, but we had to do it. Good move. Jetted Out, thank you as always for supporting the channel. You're the man. For all of you commenting right now, here's a good comment. This doesn't need a super chat. Nikki, love eating lunch at school and watching my dad. Make sure you chew your food properly, son. No choking. And drink a lot of water. Now, make sure to like the stream, share it. If you want to get your comment on immediately, super chats are a great way to do it. Aside from Robert Saleh being well-liked and being a nice guy, this had to happen. It had to happen. You can't fall to 2-4. We've seen everything that Robert Saleh is going to look at. We've seen everything that he thinks needs to be adjusted. Guess what? He never fucking did it. He never did it. It never changed. It never got better. It got worse. Your offense, you brought in Tyron Smith. You brought in Mike Williams. You draft Malachi Corley. You bring in John Simpson. You get Aaron Rodgers. And your offense hasn't improved. Your offense hasn't gone to the next level. You are exactly where you were last year after 5 games with 93 points scored. How do you bring in all this talent and everyone collectively looks worse as individuals? Rodgers is off to his worst start. Tyron Smith is off to his worst start. John Simpson doesn't know who to fucking block. You got to do something to shake it up. You have to. I'd rather it be done now than the end of October and it's too late to play catch up. The talent's there. They need the right leadership. They need the right decision making. They need coaches putting the players in the right positions. If we watch this game Monday night, which I will say, Woodbridge Brewing Company, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 7:30 party, we're going to be there. Come join. Message me, Discord, message me, text. If you got my number, let me know if you're in. Sam, I see you're in the chat. Hunter lives right down the street. You two better be here. Oh, it's a home game. You might be going. Hughes Johnson coming in with his 3-month super chat saying needed to be done. Let's go. Flatline the Bills. JETS. A lot of you saying Hackett needs to go. I don't think we're done today. If you're Jeff Ulbrich, You have your meeting now that you've been announced as the interim. You say, we can't do this with him. Of course, you're going to have to get Rodgers' blessing. But what does Hackett do? Hackett didn't design this offense. Hackett doesn't design plays. He just photocopied the sheets from Green Bay, brought them to Denver, brought no originality to there. Now he's here, brought no originality here. It's a stagnant offense with players standing still with predictability in the run. You got 4th and 1.5, and you got Breece Hall or Braylon Allen 8-9 yards behind the line out of the pistol. You run the pistol when you have a threat of a running quarterback. You don't run the pistol with Rodgers because all you do is flow to where the running back is going. I'm trying to check Twitter for you guys, see if there's any more news coming down. Let's see what we got. Rich Samini, 2 weeks ago, Robert Saleh and the players were being asked questions about handling prosperity. Things change quickly in the NFL. I believe Johnson and other higher-ups became alarmed after the Denver loss and expressed those concerns to Saleh, who evidently was coaching for his job in London. Let's rewind a bit. Boomtown, if you're watching, I said last week, if you have notes on this, Boomtown, I'm sending you to the Hall of Fame. I'll get you a yellow jacket. I said last week, if Robert Saleh loses this game in London, he could and should be fired immediately after. You heard it here. I'm not the only one who said that. I'm not trying to say it's my original take, but you heard it here. There's no way this roster should be 2-3 and you don't shake shit up. Zero reason he should have a job after this. We come out slow. We come out unprepared. We come out like deer in headlights. You don't coach like that. You don't coach like that. You don't. You don't get results. You can't be the biggest fucking cheerleader, rah, rah, rah guy when we score and arms crossed, head down when we're down. It's not the man at the head of the table. That's not what leadership is. You can't be a cheerleader. The Jets get rid of the cheerleaders a few years ago because they know it's corny. You need a man leading men. You need someone that the players will fear, yet respect and love. You didn't have that. Ulbrich, I think there's a lot of potential there with Ulbrich. I do. I think you're going to see an Aaron Pierce in Vegas type of reaction. You're going to see players having fun playing football again. You're going to see players embracing a coach who, let's be real, has been in the defensive meetings, leading the defensive meetings, hears the bitching and the bickering from the players of what needs to happen over there. And he's going to be loyal to those suggestions too and bring that to the offensive room. I think this move unites the locker room. I really do. I think this is a move that brings this team together. Again, nothing against Saleh as a man, but sometimes you're overwhelmed. Just because you can talk eloquently doesn't mean you're meant to be a head coach in the NFL. The New York Jets, the New York Jet fans, the New York Jet players, the New York Jet organization, the New York Jet roster deserves better than what we've been getting from this head coach. Check the time. I got working a little bit. What do you guys think? I know you've been typing a bunch. Tell me your thoughts. Like I said, as always, super chats, cut the line, get on air immediately. I'm happy. I'm happy that we didn't, that Woody Johnson finally said our fan base deserves better. Our fan base demands this. Woody, if anything you say about Woody, whether you like him, whether you hate him, indifferent. you got to admit, he does have his ear to the ground in terms of the temperature of the fan base and what we think and what we feel. This has been coming. A lot of people thought after last season, Knob Deep was one of the first ones out there. He did not like him. He hasn't liked him. Shout out to Knob. I think he is watching right now. One of my friends texted me, Jets have never fired any head coach in the regular season. Also, no team has ever fired a head coach in season and made the playoffs. Let's do the first thing. Let's be the first team to do a positive. Let's stop being the negative. Let's go out. Let's beat them on Monday night, and let's be in first place. Let's see some coaching changes and adjustments that make this team better. Let's see them find a way. This just in from Samini. This is the second time that an Aaron Rodgers-run team has changed coaches midseason. In 2018, the Packers fired Mike McCarthy after 4-7-1 start. Both Rodgers and Saleh insisted their relationship was fine, but there was no rift. In the end, Saleh got to coach him for only 5 games, plus 4 snaps. Very clever there, Samini. Very clever. Robert Saleh's firing marks the first time Woody Johnson's 25 tenure. He's fired a coach from Schefter. Connor Hughes, from my understanding, this decision came from the top, players, coaches, management. I touched base, and this AM had echoed the same. Stunned. I just don't know what issues the Jets believe they fixed by firing Robert Saleh. The offense is still the offense. Rich Samini, we all knew Woody Johnson's mindset coming into the season. In February at the NFL Honors, he told reporters that he was furious with last season and said, we've got to produce in 2024. He didn't give a playoff mandate, as it turned out. Saleh didn't even make it to. A lot of tweets saying the same thing, how stunning this is that he actually fired a head coach in season. I am a very, very loyal person. Overly loyal. As you guys know, I wanted to stick with Sam Darnold. I wanted to find reasons to make it work with Zach. I wanted to believe Saleh was the right guy. I don't like changing things up normally. This roster is too talented. You had to do this move. I am absolutely 100% on board with it. And now we see what Ulbrich, hopefully Ulbrich pays attention to Twitter and sees a lot of the suggestions that we see, sees a lot of the film breakdowns that we do, and says, you know what? If you want to have a smash mouth football team, go have a smash mouth football team. You want to invest in this line? You want to have 3 first-round picks, a second-round center? You want to bring in John Simpson? Let's do it. Does Braylon Allen get more carries? Is Brees used more as a passing weapon? What are the changes? What are the changes to the offense? How does this affect the Davante Adams move? Or a potential Davante Adams move? Shout out to Georgie. I'm happy for all of you Jets fans. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, Georgie, as always. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for supporting me. You're the man. A lot of your comments. This is a good one. What's up, Eric? Thank you for watching, brother. They should elevate in Middleton instead. We need a spark on offense, not defense. You can look at that 2 ways. To promote someone from under somebody, because Middleton's under Hackett in the coaching chart. I don't know how that works. I'd like to see Ulbrich bring that fire to the offense. You did in the beginning of the week. You have the extra day, so it's not like you lost out a day. Why didn't you do it yesterday on Monday? You have till Monday to the game. So there's plenty of time to make these adjustments, to implement them. I said this 2-3 weeks ago, boycott. With what Cliff Kingsbury is doing right now with Jaden Daniels and what he did with Murray in his rookie season, I would bring in somebody, it doesn't have to be him, but somebody with a pedigree of developing a young quarterback, and I would go all in, and I would go get Cam Ward. I would go all in. I think Cam Ward is smooth, calm. He's the perfect guy to bring in. If Rodgers stays, he could sit a year behind him. I really, really like that kid, but we'll save that talk for later. I put it this way. I hope Ulbrich does so well, he gets to keep the job, and then he says, let me pick my offensive coordinator. And then you go get a good young mind to bring in, an innovative mind, someone that comes from the Rams or someone that comes from Kingsbury in Washington. Who would have thought we'd be saying that, right? 5 games in. Go get somebody even from Minnesota. Get someone who's been a part of a game room, of game planning, and in the room to get people open in the passing game. I feel that it's too stagnant, and it's too stagnant. In the you can't just stand guys still and hope they get open. And Rodgers at his age, having to make perfect throw after perfect throw. Let's see. Connor Hughes, the Jets and their entire coaching staff were in the building on Monday. They started their preliminary prep for Buffalo, review of the Vikings. Knowing a win put them in first place in the AFC East. There was some feeling from those I touched base that Nate Hackett's job could be in jeopardy, sources said. You heard it here first. Hackett might be gone. You talk to Ulbrich right now. You talk to the person that you would promote into that role. You talk to Rodgers, and you go from there. And if everyone's on board, you do it. You don't want to lose the locker room. You don't want to lose the locker room with this. And you got to make sure everyone's okay. You don't want to bring in somebody offensively who's going to make a ton of schematic changes. You just got to do a little more pre-snap. You got to do a little more motion. You got to be less predictable with the run game. Get creative. Put Hall and Braylon in the backfield together. Motion Wilson out of the backfield into the slot with a linebacker on them and snap it before they can make changes. Go a quicker tempo. Do a hurry up. Do things that put the advantage to our side instead of the other side. Jay Quest, thank you, brother. Thank you for the super chat. This should be a wake-up call for players. I'm going to push back a little bit on Jay Quest. The players are doing what's called. The players are doing what the play call is. It needs to be adjusted on the sideline. It needs to be adjusted before it even gets to Rodgers' headset. That's where I think the adjustments need to be made. Me, I'm okay with Hackett gone, and I'm okay with Carter gone. I don't know who you would then elevate. I'm not sure. But if you're firing Saleh, you got to fire. You got to fire the other problems as well. Rich Samiti tweets, this was Woody Johnson's decision. Technically, Saleh reports to GM Joe Douglas, but Johnson made the call. After all, he owns the team. Subtext, technically, Johnson didn't hire Saleh. It was Christopher Johnson who was acting while Woody was at the ambassador to the UK. Mike Melillo used to work with you at Optimum. What's up, my brother? Nick, Hackett needs to go too. Agreed. Agreed. You do the shake up at the top, and then everything rolls downhill. I will say this is one of the few good times that I'm happy that my shift starts at 11:45. Sam saying receivers and Rodgers aren't in sync. You're seeing that? I think there's too many reads instead of let's just attack. There's too many option routes instead of a flat out attack because the play design is too good. If you design good plays, you don't have to have many option routes. And I think when you're trying to get into the nuance of everyone reading the options in a split second the same way, it leads to some troubles. And you're seeing that in the passing game. You saw it at the end of Denver when Garrett Wilson didn't cut in and Rodgers almost threw a pick to the safety because Rodgers was expecting him 12-yard in, first down. Wilson kept going. You saw it on the next play, 3rd and 10 on the final drive in the Denver game. Gibson is the receiver on the solo side while Mike Williams is on the sideline for a back shoulder throw to Gibson. Gibson's a fucking pinky. He's a toothpick. You want to throw a back shoulder throw to a big body who can ward off the corner. Horrible, horrible design. That starts on the sideline before the play. Georgie was very close to trading Hall. Thank God I didn't. Oh, you mean fantasy? Here's a question. What's up, Sam? You think Rodgers leads a charge to oust Saleh? I don't think he led it. I think he was in on it. I think Woody respects Rodgers enough to not make that move and blindside him. But I said it after the Denver game. If you don't go out and you don't win this game against Minnesota in London, you got to make a change. You can't just keep the status quo with what we're seeing. Extra time off, we're unprepared. We come out of bye weeks looking like dog shit. We get our doors blown off with extra time to prepare. We had extra time to prepare for Denver, and we looked like shit. We have an extra day now with the Buffalo game. We have so many above average players at their position, and I feel they're not being utilized correctly on offense. Now, you can't shake everything up in a couple days, but you could start to see a new identity form on Monday night. I consider this a win. I consider this a win. I do. I hate to see someone lose their job, but he'll be in the league. He could sit out a year like a lot of people do. He would be a media darling. I think the media would love him, but I don't think he won enough to be in a media job. I think he's still got to go. Yeah, listen, someone will scoop him up, right? Green Bay will bring him in. He'll go back to San Francisco. San Francisco defensive coordinators usually get hired as head coaches. We've seen it with Ryans in Houston, Saleh here. There's talks about their coordinator that we saw on the Monday night job in line for a head coaching job this year. Maybe he goes back there. Do that for a little bit, reassess, self-assess, and then move forward. I wish him well. I do. I wish him well. Mike, what's up, buddy? Mike, no worries. I will be at practice tonight. The Jets did not pick me to be their new head coach. So I will be there, and we'll work on the game plan for Watchung Hills this Sunday. Mr. Bonesy's here. I'm wondering how the locker room and staff feel. Saleh brought in all these guys. This is Saleh's scheme on defense. I'm very curious. Bonesy brings up a good point. It was Saleh's scheme. Ulbrich had to learn it, right? Let's address the defensive side of the ball now. Do we see more man? A lot of us, myself included, have been screaming for more man-to-man. Oh God, Boomtown, you have a gold jacket, brother. Boomtown, you are a fucking legend. A lot of us have been screaming for more man-to-man. We have Sauce, we have Reed, we have Carter. Why aren't we playing more man? Why are we in this soft-ass zone? Let's see if those percentages go up. That's something to look at on the defensive side. Let's see if we have more blitzes. Can't blitz when you're playing zone as much because now you're opening up a hole in the zone. Yes, Andrew, saying it as I'm. To all of you here, to all of you watching, thank you. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm trying to get some things going for you guys. Subscribers only. 1 minute. Trying to get to 1,100. We're at 1089 right now. Let's see what we got here. Boomtown cooked something up for me. You are so good, Boom. You are a legend. 12. All right. Let's share this. Just because I like receipts. Not like Robert Saleh. Older, bigger bodies? So you said 2212? I'm in thought right now. I do want to say this. Do I think the coaching deserves to get fired? The head coach, Saleh? No, I don't. That same shit happens again this Sunday, and you have a losing record? Yeah. I'm going to fire you before you hit the States again. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an ad for this show. Of course, they waited an extra day. So it's not 100%. Here is a statement from Woody Johnson, tweeted by Ian Rappaport just now. This morning, I informed Robert Saleh that he will no longer serve as the head coach of the Jets. I thanked him for his hard work these past 3.5 years and wished him and his family well moving forward. This is not an easy decision, but we are not where we should be given our expectations, and I believe now is the best time for us to move in a different direction. Jeff Ulbrich will serve as our interim head coach for the remainder of the season. He is a tough coach who has the respect of the coaches and players on this team. I believe he, along with the coaches on this staff, can get the most out of our talented team and attain the goals we established this offseason. So there you go. It came down from the top. Woody Johnson dropped the gauntlet. Now, let's ask this question. To me, does it sound like that means the coaches' moves are done? You wouldn't make that press release saying, I believe in the coaches, and then fire another coach later in the day, right? You don't make that press release unless you're done with all your moves. You don't give a vote of confidence in your press release because then you look silly. That leads me to believe that we're done with the moves today. Does Ulbrich have a plan? Ulbrich had to know about it before Saleh got fired. They had to meet with him and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this. We're going to promote you. What's your thoughts? What would you change? He had to do a sales pitch to get this promotion. Maybe the changes he brought to the table are good enough and appeased the front office, and they believe that that's what's needed. Interesting. A little surprising, I'll admit. I'm a little surprised by that. Stack, good point. That adds to it, right? You're not. If Rodgers said no, we can change these things. Woody's going to listen to Rodgers. They're not going to do that. If you're bringing in or try to bring in Devontae Adams mid-season, you want to bring him into a system that he knows. So you don't want to change it too much. But New York Jets fans, here's what I think. This is a negative. We're the first team to fire our head coach. Things are bad. We're 2-3. Outside, it looks like we're in disarray. Change the narrative. Go get Devontae Adams today. Buffalo Jet fan just tweeted me with a DM saying it looks like the offensive staff stays the same. So I will say this little promotion. We will be on tonight. We'll take some call-ins tonight after 10 o'clock. After 10 p.m., we'll be on tonight. We will do call-ins. We will get all of your takes, all of your thoughts. Does more news happen before then? Is this the day where they say, we're going to go get Devontae? We're going to change the narrative in the media and change this from negative press to positive press. Knob deep, always deep in thought. That's what the deep stands for. Saleh probably going to be working a glory hole at the Molly pitcher rest area by noon. Start time tonight, I'm going to plan for 10. 10:15 the latest, depending on what happens at the house here with our weekly meeting. Boomtown, tremendous job. You need to teach me the art. You're very good with note-taking, and I would love to see your notes. It probably looks like the libraries. And you have to go down the aisle and find which show, which time. You're tremendous, brother. You really, really are. I appreciate you, Boom. I know I tease you sometimes, and I tease Canada, but I can drop a comment on air, and within minutes, you're sending me the time and the link of when and where it happened. I think you are a first-class person, and I'm happy that you follow the show and then have become such a big part of the show. I'm very grateful for you, Boomtown. No lie, no punchline at the end. I'm very, very grateful for you, Boom. I truly am. Some guy, he needed to go. That hug did him in. He's just a fan on the sideline. Yeah, I kind of addressed that earlier and basically said that he looked like a cheerleader. You can't be the first guy running down the sideline on Gibson's walk-off. I think I said that last week too, right around the same time in that show. But you can't be the first guy sprinting down the sideline to celebrate, and then you're standing there with your arms crossed and your head down when it doesn't go right. You need to be the one leading the changes when it's not going right. Has anyone ever seen a clip of him talking to Hackett or Ulbrich? Look, I'm looking forward to Monday night. I really am now. I know we're off of 2 losses. I'm excited. For those of you who want to join, message me. We're doing a watch party. Woodbridge Brewing Company. 7:30 start on Monday night. Let's get together. Let's have fun. For those of us that don't have season tickets, I need a number by Friday. I know Rob V has said he's in. Clancy said he's in. I think Weed, the People, is coming up. I got a couple friends coming. Jay Graves has said she's in. So Rob V going to be going nuts. Oh, good question, Jerome. Does Saleh get to keep the receipts? Ooh. Inquiring minds want to know. But I wish I could stay on more and talk with you guys. You know that, but I do have to head to work. One of my many hats that I wear. I will see you guys tonight at 10 o'clock. I'm sure there'll be content all day. If you haven't already and you have one of those fancy little S's after your comments, join the Discord. It's a perk that you get for being a member, a paying member, or if you were gifted a membership to the channel. Yeah, Rob, I literally opened up my eyes at 10, and 2 minutes later, all the alerts started coming in. I didn't even wipe my eyes yet. I'm like, son of a bitch. You know, forget coffee. Fire a head coach, and that's the adrenaline rush that you need to get your day going. Oh, Todd, I hear you. We don't have a great track record with our ownership hiring the right coach. I think we need to go with a young. If Ulbrich, well, Ulbrich's going to win the Super Bowl, so he gets to keep the job. Change the offense after that. But ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day. Keep your heads up. Be happy that we did this earlier in the season. Be happy that we did it now before the biggest game of the year. Right now, it's the biggest game of the year. We're 2-3. Things are bad. Head coach is fired. But as always, I come here to bring you positive. We make these changes before a division rivalry game, a game that we can go 2-0 in the division, a game where we can take over first place in the division with the tiebreaker, a game that we have to win. I would rather make the changes before a must-win game than go with the same bullshit into a must-win game. We can catch the Bills off guard. They don't know what we're going to do. They don't know the adjustments that we're going to make. They don't know what's coming at them. So, Boomtown, you're the man. Thank you again. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for those that did the super chats. You guys are awesome. And 10 o'clock tonight, call-in show tonight after 10 o'clock. I'll probably open up about 15 minutes, and then we'll get it going, and we'll bring you all in for your takes. So get your makeup done, get your hair did, look all purty, and we'll see you here tonight. And even in times like this, a day that we fire our head coach, be loud, be proud, New York Jets fans. Go Jets. Have a good day. See you tonight.